Our next guests have taken the hassle and all of the insecurity out of putting a flag up on your RV, and joining us on the phone right now are the co-owners and inventors of Flagpole Buddy. It happens to be Dave and Christine Jans. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Sure, Tracy.
Yeah,
how are you?
Thank you, Tracy.
Great, thank you. And got to say, as soon as I first saw your product, which was actually a year ago out of the Pomona RV show, I was intrigued with it then. We did not have Pink Flamingo up and running at that time. We do now. Here you are on the show. So if you would, why don't you give just a brief background on how this came to be? You're a family business. These are made in the USA. How did you actually get started with it?
Well, basically, Christine and I have been camping for many, many years, and we got into the RV world about 20 years ago. And we had our group, and we'd go out and we'd go camping, and we're desert guys, and so we'd go and set up our camp, and we always kind of race and see who could do it first. And, we'd always get our flag up in the air before everybody else did. And it's like, okay, how are you doing that? And I used to climb the ladder and put a bungee and all that to do it, but I came up with this little invention that says, this is an easier way to do it. And so it just kind of, my friend said, hey, you ought to do something with that. Go and patent it and maybe sell it. And I said, yeah. So I started out in 2004 and made a lot of prototypes. And then in 2008, Christine took over the business. We were doing so well, she quit her job. And now we're out of our garage 2 years now, and we've sold about 50,000 of these things.
Wow, impressive. And any rig that's running down the road, you can tell when your product is on there because they're very distinctive. It's the way they mount on the side of a ladder on an RV, and it's very unique in how it actually holds the flagpole. Can you kind of give us a description on how that actually works? Because you've now taken the risk out of climbing a ladder to put your flagpole up.
And that's exactly right. What I've done is made it so the upper support you don't ever have to get to. You don't have to go up and bungee cord or do any of that. It angles in. If you hold your fingers and look like you're going to look through your fingers in a cup and then look at it sideways, your thumb kind of opens up and you can see that there's a gap there. So you can just angle in the pole and then set it down into the bottom cup where you can just reach. So it's basically how you would naturally hold a pole in two places. You wouldn't just hold it at the bottom in one position. You couldn't hold it very long. So you spread your arms and hold the pole. And that's basically what my system does, only you don't have to climb the ladder to get to the upper support. And that's the trick to it.
Well, and that's one of the things, by taking any of the risk out, it makes it so much simpler and it's so much faster. Now, let's talk about the flagpoles themselves. They come in a couple of different applications. One is fiberglass, the other is aluminum, but both of these applications fold down when it comes to storage. So you can actually put it in the basement of your RV or maybe inside the RV. Why did you come up with two different types, though, the fiberglass and the aluminum?
Well, it's interesting enough. The first one was a paint pole from Ace Hardware. And we would get those paint poles, and they worked great.
Very good.
And so I designed everything around that paint pole from Ace Hardware. And it works really good, but it was only 12 foot. And I couldn't get the manufacturer. They could put our little adapters inside, but they wouldn't make the poles any longer. So then it's like, oh, now what do? We can't go any higher. And then they came out with a fiberglass pole. Some other people did. And they said, hey, you got to make bigger mounts. Well, okay, I guess I do. So I ended up making three sizes, a 1 inch diameter, an 1.5 inch diameter, and a 2 inch diameter.
Well, and those are some pretty beefy size diameters when you're thinking about a flagpole that's going that far up, because you have several different lengths when it comes to the flagpoles themselves. They go all the way up to 22, 23 feet now.
Yes, and at 23 feet, what really happens is the bottom mount is up about 5 feet on the ladder to where you can reach. So you're up there about 28 feet.
Wow.
At the tip of the pole. So you're really up there pretty high. And when you have two flags on there, there's a lot of wind loading. If it rains, there's a lot of the wind loading changes completely. And so that's why we offer the fiberglass poles, and we also offer a bigger aluminum pole now. Because there's some people that really just want their pole to be stiff.
Well, and I think the application process when it comes to this is immense because of the fact that it's not just for your RV. I mean, you can put it on a horse trailer. You have this listed on your website. You now have antennas that are being put inside for cell phone purposes, for ham radio operators, but you can also use it on boats out at the sand dunes. And the big advantage is you have accessories that now go along with the flagpoles, that you have a variety of lights that can be mounted on the top. I think the big advantage here is if you're out in a huge camp area, especially out in the sand dunes area, you can spot your RV from a long distance away with some of these lights now.
Yes, and that was one of the ideas, besides the decorative, to keep around your camp to make things a little more interesting around camp, like with the solar orb of love and romance.
You know, when I was at the show and I heard that whole terminology for that one, it has the soft glow to the solar globe. But no, these are cool lights, and it makes for a great destination point that you can pick out where you're parked. Yeah,
if you ever go out to an RV desert rally, it's really hard to find your rig, especially at night. And so what you end up with is having this beacon out there. Now we have a remote beacon, which you get within a football field, you can actually hit the button and your light will come on.
Wow.
And so you don't have to leave it on the whole time. Although they are solar powered, they will stay on all night. You can actually turn yours on and off remotely or change modes remotely so you can see yours individually. Funny thing, I just had a guy buy one and he's going to put it on a lake in Minnesota where they actually have ice fishing houses. And so he's putting up a flagpole, buddy, on his ice fishing house with a remote beacon. He says that there's probably 5,000 people on this lake with ice houses.
Wow.
And he says at night you can never find your place.
Yeah, I bet. Well, you know, the other thing I like in the variety of lighting that you have, for everyone that wants to do it properly, flying an American flag, typically you have to take it down at night unless you light it up. You now have a solar light that goes above the flag and actually drop lights over the top of the flag itself, so it lights it up at night.
Yes, that's been something that our customers have asked for a long time. I always was saying, well, it's so easy to take down and up that you can just, one-handed, you can take this thing down and in a second you're putting it away. But they said, we really want to leave our flag out. So we ended up with this solar light that charges all day, lights at night, and the rule for the flag is you're supposed to be able to see one star and one stripe. That's the official rules. And ours sees most of the flag and all the stars. So it's really a good product.
Wow, very cool. And then I also want to include, just before we run out of time here, we've only got about a minute left, is the fact that you guys have a wide selection of flags along with the flagpoles themselves and the lights. So anybody that wants to fly anything on their RV, their boat, whether it be at home, they can basically do one-stop shopping through your website. And I want to give the website right now. It is flagpolebuddy.com. They can email you at flagpole_buddy@me.com, and they can give you a call at 858-472-5613. And you guys have a great product. I'm glad to see that it's out there, just due to the fact, especially when you go to any of the motor races. NASCAR is big on everybody flying flags. Just being able to show your support, whether it be for the country or your military or whoever it happens to be, you guys have got a great product that has now taken all the risk out of having to climb those ladders, put a flagpole way up on top of your rig. Nice job, guys.
Well, Tracy, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sorry, Christine, I pretty much hogged most of this discussion.
Well, we'll have to have you guys back on again, and next time we'll let Christine do all the talking. But and I knew, Christine, you were a little bit gun-shy about being on the air anyway, so we'll kind of let you warm up to this for the next one.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
She's the one really that made this product happen. I just invent things because she's really the brains behind making it work.
Well, guys, we appreciate you being with us. Thanks so much. And folks, stick with us. We will be right back. This is Pink Flamingo RV Radio, the voice of the RV industry.